Hello and welcome. My name is Lorna. I'm a psychotherapist, and at this time I'm being asked a lot by people on YouTube and social media, especially young people, about how do I find a therapist, Lorna. So this video is 3 steps how to find a therapist and get started in therapy right now. Step 1. The person has to want to go to therapy. If they do not want to go to therapy yet you think it's the best thing for them, it's not going to work. They need to have chosen, and it may take some time to get there, that it's their decision to go to therapy. Otherwise it feels forced, they won't show up, it becomes a little bit of a battle. Okay, so really it has to be the person's choice. So you can do this by letting them know that they do have options and that you will support them with their options. These options again are primarily to go to the GP. People are worried about going to the GPs at the minute. Just go to your GP, call your GP, and at least ask about waiting times for therapy. The reality is, and the people who need this most, the waiting times were already 3 to 6 months. So now they're even worse. However, to go and talk to a GP is a big deal. To look at options there around seeing a therapist, and at least it's sharing some of the burden there. And there's also the option of seeing a therapist or a counsellor privately, and to look into that. So fundamentally, the person has got to want to go. Often in therapy, when people come, especially if the parents sort of driven them there and waiting outside, the first thing I'll say to them is, do you actually want to be here? And then it's a bit of a, oh. And I'll say to them, if you don't want to be here, if your mum's made you come, it's not going to work. So, and then we can maybe work from there. But the person's got to want to do the work, otherwise it just won't happen. It won't happen. Step 2, how to find a therapist. And I need to share this with you that even though I am a psychotherapist and I work predominantly with young people, when my own son came to me and said that he wanted to have some therapy, it was a completely different ball game. Obviously I can't recommend anyone that I know. I need to hold the boundary, and it was completely terrifying. So I understand what that is like, and you don't know where to look, how to find anyone. It's really horrendous actually. So this is why I need to share with you these tips. So really we need to find out, so whether this is your friend, your child or yourself, who do I want to work with? Do I want to work with a woman or a man? Do I want to work with a black woman, an Asian woman, a Jewish man? Who is someone who's gay? Like really looking into who would I like to work with here? Yeah, it's really, really important, because if we don't like the therapist and there's no relationship, it doesn't happen. And I have to recommend that if you do see a therapist and you don't like them, it's not going to work. So when you go on the websites, just pop in your postcode, and it's very much like Tinder. Just go through and find maybe 4 or 5 people who you like the look of. Just having a little read about them, maybe look at their prices. You should be paying around 40 to 55. I'd say nothing more than that at this time. And they should all be working online at this time. This can be on Zoom, Skype, or on the phone. It's very important that we keep our loved ones and ourselves safe. So I really have to stress that you do not work with life coaches, yoga therapists, crystal healers, people who can walk on water and hot coals. This is not the space to work with these people. It is not safe. We need professional help, and we have to get the right help to people. So please look at BACP and UKCP accredited and registered therapists only. Step 3, we contact them. So from maybe the 4 or 5 people that you've shortlisted, drop them an email or a text or whatever you feel more comfortable with. You may want to ring them. That can feel a little bit too intrusive. It would for me. Just to find out, are they taking people on at this time, to confirm their prices, do they work online? Yeah, and you don't have to share everything about this is what's gone on for me. Keep yourself safe, just to find out if they'd be interested, and also if they may offer a short phone call or something to help you make your decision if you'd like to start therapy. So since lockdown, there's been a huge impact to the therapeutic industry, where brilliantly we can all work online now. And I've been super impressed with the quality of work that I can do with clients. I think it's absolutely brilliant. So we need to think about safety for you. If you or whoever's going for therapy is going to have a therapy session, where are they going to be? Are they going to be in the house? Therefore, they may need to organise for other people in the house to be out. That also might involve you telling someone about it. You can go in your car, you can go for a walk, you can do it on your phone, wherever you want to be. So the most important thing is that you are somewhere private where you feel comfortable and secure. And it's also super normal to feel really anxious and nervous about your first therapy session. It's not normal, is it, just to go and speak to someone you don't know about your deepest, darkest secrets. So just know that that's really normal to feel like that. And if it's the right therapist for you, they'll make you feel really comfortable and normalise that for you. In terms of number of sessions, I'd say at least 6 sessions. So you can budget for that. So I don't know, say it's £50 the therapist, it's £250 for 6 sessions. You may then recontract and extend the number of sessions, but you're going to at least start a piece of work. Honestly, I'd say if you can stretch to 12 sessions, you're going to do a good piece of work, and then it's going to be spread over maybe 3 to 4 months, depending how you pace the sessions. So yeah, work with your therapist on that, but I'd say at least agree to 6 sessions. Super useful. Okay. So to recap, the 3 steps to finding a therapist now, today, are: number 1, the person, whether that's yourself, your child, family member, has got to want to start therapy. They've got to want it, or it's not going to work. Number 2, go and select a therapist who's qualified and who you have a connection with. You might just like the photograph and think, right, that'll be great. Go and pick a therapist who you think you can work with. Number 3, contact them, agree the number of sessions, have it agreed how much it's going to cost, and often it's useful to get the money out of the way. So you may pay the 6 up front, because otherwise there can be a lot of games around money. So just being super clear around that, and really know that it is nerve-wracking, and it's really great that you're doing this for yourself. It's a really brave thing to do and a vulnerable thing to do, and the fact that more and more people talk about therapy is brilliant, and often we need to know these steps so we feel safer going into therapy, especially online, and how you need to keep yourself safe and what you might need around that. I hope those 3 steps are useful to you, finding a therapist and going into therapy. Good luck, and if you have any questions, do pop them below and I'll come back to you. And feel free to subscribe for more videos and information.